Na 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 na. Oh hey, yeah, I'm calming down. It was an amazing week. Now, obviously, I have the lifestyle of what I'm doing, but this is a big time review of what had happened throughout the month of March. You could say this is kind of considered like a podcast, and I'm wondering to the boys of the last dive, where have you guys been? You know, like I said, it's actually a kind of a brisk day in Jeffersonville. Oh, before I start rambling on, yeah, ramble on. Hints, and I'll tell you that in a second. My name is Charles Chuck Charlie Chaz from CGM3 Productions, notably noticed by Chuck, and which is fine, or DJ Charlie, which is fine. And I think DJ Charlie's going to be sticking out a little bit more because he's still around and still kicking butt, taking names, and whatnot. So it's been an incredible month. Literally, been an incredible month. It's been for the final Friday of March, and been blessed by many, 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 many wonderful things that happened throughout the entire early part of 2026, and it's going to continue on because I'm safe in my own home in Jeffersonville, and it's absolutely amazing. Now, I got to tell you something. You know, I'm 59 years of age. I worked hard all my life. I worked as a stage manager at a beautiful resort called the Villa Roma Resort and Conference Center, uh, with the nightclub, Marty's Lounge, as DJ Charlie. Radio stations know me from WVOS. Hi, Captain Eddie. How you doing? Um, with WVOS is Chuck Martin. Uh, PDH knows me, Chuck, from Sullivan County. And thank goodness I did a request earlier before because I'm very, very excited, ecstatic. You know, it's over. I'm really, am I really dreaming? Am I really dreaming about this? Because it's absolutely happening. It's absolutely amazing. Well, let's turn back the clock a little bit. At the beginning of the month, I saw an amazing musical theater, high school musical from Tri Valley with Newsies and very, very talented crew. I'm telling you, outstandingly phenomenal. It was absolutely amazing. And then, there was the St. Patty's Day parade out here a couple weeks ago with, I've been featuring a little bit of food here, food there. And I got to tell you something, the Dublin Reuben was absolutely amazing right down the street at the Jeff Diner. And then obviously your traditional corned beef and cabbage. Then last Sunday, it was an Eat Fest. And by the way, support your local fire departments. From Jeffersonville to Grahamsville, Neversink, and Claryville, they're all amazing with with their pancake breakfast. And I'm telling you right now, it was an amazing pancake breakfast last Sunday morning. And then the chicken barbecue from right down the street is absolutely amazing. The chicken was tasty, it was delicious, and it just satisfied my needs. So everything's good. Nutrition wise, if you've seen that the other video on my 57th entry, check it out. It's under the life column, and it was absolutely. But mainly, March is basically a Pisces, part of Pisces, which I am. March baby, 59, and you could say 20 years experience with 20 years of age with 39 years of experience. Go figure that out. Or what I could say, it's recycled 30 plus 9, which is absolutely resilient, special. And it just it was definitely magical, with all that. And speaking of magic, it happened last Saturday night at the amazing Bethel Woods Performing Arts Center. Now, lo and behold, I've heard of, cover bands or tribute bands and they are truly tribute bands. Let me tell you something, support the local acts in the area, whether you're in New York City, Long Island, New Jersey, out in California. There's all these other bands that make it, so sweet and happening. But I wanted to see this band last year at the Horizon Field, at the Horizon stage over at Bethel Woods. And, they had Almost Queen and a band by all-female acts, L-E-Z, Zeppelin, tribute to Led Zeppelin. And I wanted to see that show so bad in the summer. Well, as it turned out, this past Sunday at the Events Gallery on a beautiful Saturday night, I was in seventh heaven. Here I am dressed in my local radio station, rock station t-shirt, even, supporting the local radio, by the way. And the event gallery is absolutely amazing. The acoustics in there was absolutely fantastic. The seating was, spot on. It was a packed house. I got to hang out with one of the stage managers, the audio manager. So thank you for that. We started chatting. I see the board and everything else. I see the stage, and the upcoming promotions for the summer. And by the way, check out the 20th anniversary listing of this year. And it's some of it may be good, some of it may be, well, it is what it is. Yet at the event gallery this month, during the month of March, last Saturday night, truly magical, excellent, right to the core. And I felt, four amazing ladies transforming their version of Led Zeppelin. In other words, they nailed it. Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, Bonham, and Jimmy Page, and their dress was absolutely amazing, and celebrating the 50th anniversary of The Song Remains the Same. Played the entire. Oh, sure, people were taking snippets. They're taking a little bit here and there. And I wish I did a little bit more, but my camera can hold so much. So my device can hold so much. So I'm like a big in the weight. Yet they did everything. And I'll tell you something, the embodiment, the persona, and the magic of what these four young ladies, they did, from Steph, Dana, the Shark herself, and obviously my mind, obviously it's chemo brain, so you got to excuse me, sorry about that. Yet it was so magic. So they played every track very tight, what was on the album or on the video on vinyl. You've probably seen it on Blu-ray, on DVD, and or it's probably streaming out there at a local streaming platform, so you never know. So they played everything, they played the major ones, and they did it live, and it was absolutely amazing. And then here I am, knowing about certain songs that made it happen. Obviously, yes, they played the classic Stairway to Heaven at the end, yet in the middle of it was the Rain song, The Ocean, which is my favorite because the way both bands did it, it's usually my decompressing thing. That's my decompressing. So that was absolutely phenomenal. Black Dog. Oh God, the whole list is there. It was just, and if, there's a couple of these diehards that are out there for watching, what was that 50 years ago, what the legend, the gods did? Well, the goddesses this year absolutely blew me away. I was in the back, again, with the audio manager. And then I met a group, fan base. They are wonderful, by the way. So, by the way, hi, Charlene, and you guys, you are amazing. And, it was a magical night. So it was basically a special birthday moment. It was absolutely so magical. So, I mean, I did bring a bottle of water, wearing a t-shirt, wish I had a little bit more that, but that's beside the point. But I'm prepared about what's coming next this weekend. And I'll tell you something, on the encore, they actually, did it. And Steph did an amazing job as Jimmy Page. Dana did an amazing job as Robert Plant. They embodied the band, and in their own way, how authentic of a tribute band covering amazing, amazing vinyl, amazing piece of art history, of their music and what it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation. And please, please, please follow Lez, Zeppelin, on all the social media pages, even on Spotify. In fact, I have a list on it. In fact, I'll post my my Led Zeppelin tribute coming up, and after this. But the encore, it was definitely everybody. The band did get a standing ovation. It was absolutely magical, and you could feel the drums. You felt the rhythm guitar, you felt the lead guitar, you felt the voice. The vocals are, it was absolutely, in their own way, authentic, enjoyable. They knew each piece. So the encore, I was really shocked. So one of my friends that I just recently met over at Bethel Woods, said, come here. So what's going on? She brought me up to the main stage for the encore. My jaw dropped, my eyes widened. I said, oh my God. And your typical Wayne's World thing, if you've seen Wayne's World 1 or 2, when Wayne and Garth did it to an amazing, like Alice Cooper or anything, I'm not worthy. Yeah, I did that. I really, really did that, especially with the drummer, the percussionist. And I just thought I cracked up with it. I think it was absolutely a magical time. But getting back with the encore, I was really up near stage. I have pictures. And if you go on to their social media site, either on Instagram or on Facebook or even on Threads, it was an absolutely magical. It was absolutely amazing. I got to meet all four of them and playing Whole Lotta Love. It was just electrifying, put a huge grin on my face. I started like singing, knowing the song, especially with Black Dog and others that we do. In fact, here's a fun fact. As a kid, back in the heyday of a very well-known rock station in the area, celebrating 50 years, by the way, my last rock block, and I dedicated to the class of 1986. 40 years, guys. 40 years. Who would have known? With Over the Hill and Far Away. And that was magic. That was really, really, really magic. And my heart, very happy, very, very out of this world. It just lifted this body that I'm going through a battle. And you know how music does cure the blues or any diseases? It really uplifted me so much. So ladies, amazing job. Oh yeah, there were pictures. Got group pictures. Got a couple selfies. Even I did the peace sign, you know, right in front of the stage. I was, oh gosh, it was an amazing night, and to a beautiful venue. Who would have noticed that it's been 20 years for the Bethel Woods Performing Arts Center? Yet I do remember back in 1998 and 1999, it was a day in the garden. Now, obviously, the museum wasn't there. There was plenty of parking. The field was completely a sea of humanity with art, whatnot. And keep this in mind, I worked at WVOS back in the day with the legendary Glenn Pontier. And we talked about, you know, that day, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, or it was Friday, the crowd immersed with 25,000. Well, actually, it went a little bit bigger. You saw the entire hill covered in what it was back in 1969. Well, obviously, times have changed. It changed in 2006, and now here we are 20 years later. And that, like I said, this is like my second show in the event gallery. Now, keep this in mind. I worked my entire life. I worked my butt off, you know, with different jobs as essential, a teacher, DJ, on-air personality, you know, supporting other events, supporting other radio stations in the area, and, you know, really becoming, you know, in the fit of everything. So even the movie career, hint, hint, wink, wink. But yeah, it was absolutely a magical night, and I am ever so grateful. Yeah, I wanted to purchase a couple things. I couldn't have it, but remember the old saying? Remember the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, or a picture in technology or anything else is worth $1 million. So talk about raising the bar. Talk about having a win inside an amazing event gallery. I was truly grateful and blessed that I actually did it. So again, it was absolutely passionate, fantastic, very authentic, right on key, very tight. Ladies, thank you. Thank you for really giving me my birthday month gift, because I wanted to come out and see you last year at the Horizon Field. So, but this made it up, and I hope you do come up again. Please come back to Bethel. Please come back. I mean, you guys are just amazing, you know, and that's where, you know, my view. As a matter of fact, there's a little surprise in the local press. They love the pictures that I sent them, so they choose one. It's going to be featured next week in the early bird edition or the weekender. So I can't wait. I don't know what the proper date is, but I can't wait to see it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, obviously, we had to, you know, acknowledge the passing of Neil Sedaka, which is very, very sad. As a matter of fact, I worked with him at the Villa Roma years ago, and it was like it was an amazing event. Gentle, kind soul. 86, and you know, his music is legendary. Created a legacy. It's very much of a tribute to the song catalogs, just like Led Zeppelin's doing, and okay, tomorrow night, which is Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Can't wait to see these guys, because they've been in the Hudson Valley many times, a lot of decades ago. Now, keep this in mind. Working at a radio station or at the Villa Roma, or, you know, I just didn't have the time to, but I always respected these guys. A band out of Long Island, um, featuring Randy Jackson and the boys. Their name, Zebra. Oh my gosh. This is the best birthday gift ever. As a matter of fact, Captain Eddie from WVOS, thank you, Eddie, by doing this. And it was an absolutely amazing, amazing interview. I passed it along to a few friends. Hey, they're going to be on. Here comes Randy Jackson talking about the history, talking about new material, what's coming up, and what's coming up coming up tomorrow night. So I gather they're going to be playing their catalog, and they're probably going to be shrinking the catalog down because you got about an hour or so. And I didn't realize it's not 50 years, it's 51 years. They formed the band back in 1975. And so they toured the Hudson Valley. They toured New Paltz. They toured Poughkeepsie at the legendary Chance. And in fact, a fun fact, besides being at Bethel Woods, years ago in the village of Monticello, there was a bar, little bar. They performed there as well. So where was I? Basically working. I was, with this, but this time is really the topping of any cake, any pie, really sweet ear candy. And I got to remember to bring my my ear protection. Lesson learned. It's funny. But when you get up 59, you just want to enjoy it. But music is life. And you had the NISMA celebration, you had Music in Our Schools Month. It's passionate, and you could be anything with this. But again, my review of this show will be coming up next week. But again, to highlight everything last Saturday night, ladies, absolutely amazing. You're truly part of my heart. I love you. I love you all. And thank you for bringing the magic, bringing what music is, and it's just, it's such a sweet addiction. It's my medicine. And when everything is going so crazy in the world right now, there's this meme on the light switch, world on, music on, world off, turn it up, turn it on, play the music. Don't just escape for a few hours. And again, it's going to happen. Like I said, this is one of the best months ever, and kind of put me lifting that spirit up. So again, to an amazing band, to an amazing quartet, female, absolutely nailed it. And if like I said, the album's still available out there, for Led Zeppelin fans, with Song Remains the Same. And then obviously there's the Blu-ray or the DVD. You want to watch it again, but let me tell you something. What they did, they absolutely nailed it. So congratulations, guys. Ladies, you're amazing. And again, I cannot wait till tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome. So that's kind of like tying up my birthday month of it. I'm going to be missing this month. And I'll probably have to say this is one of the best months ever. Because remember last year, I put this on the tail end of this. I was going through something traumatic in my life with stage 4 pancreatic and liver cancer. And the thought was, what am I going to do? Basically live life and enjoy music, enjoy the laughter, enjoy with your colleagues. And it just, like I said, just amazing last week. So ladies, thank you. And thank you to my new friends, the crew which are actually down in Long Island, watching some amazing shows down there, but absolutely amazing. So besides having my 24th round last week, that's the bye week, and then obviously the 25th round this week, I will be carrying this in my heart next week. As a matter of fact, FYI, I called for a lunch request today. And thank you, Hopkins, for doing this from WPDH. And I told them what's happening and whatnot. And I said, can you please play Zebra? Tell me what you want. I could have went with Bears or a couple of other ones, but it's absolutely amazing. So I'm meeting with a bunch of my radio brethren, hopefully tomorrow, get to see them and having a rocking good time. And I hope to see you there too. But again, I can't really, I got to keep this going. They're amazing. Led Zeppelin, a tribute to the Led Zeppelin band, absolutely out of this world. And by this time, as you can see, it's getting dark outside, and it's almost time. Like I gotta get my tea because I'll be going to bed in the next few hours. But you take care of yourself. Keep on rocking, and long live rock. That's why my other favorite thing, and just raising the bar with the tribute that becomes, actually the tribute is there. These ladies made, in their own way, a legacy that is truly a legend and in the fitting tribute to an amazing band. So otherwise, have a great night. You'll get to see this more. And by the way, just check it out. I can't wait. This is Charlie Chaz from CGM3 Productions, wishing you all a very good night. Long live rock. Raise the bar. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. And again, it's the legacy that created the legend and very much of a fitting tribute. And on that note, have a great time. Oh, by the way, persevere. Very much persevere through life. You feel like you're getting at that end, but persevere always. So have a good night. We'll see you around this weekend, up in Adam. We'll see what's going on. And look forward to the next review. So have a great night. This is Charlie Chaz. Peace, love, friendship, and really long live rock. Have a good night.